Alright, I'm just waiting for Magic Online to load here, but load up. I started a league over the weekend, I think on Sunday. I only got to finish 3 of the matches. I figured that I would finish the rest of it on stream. So that's what I'm doing here. 2 matches remaining, so gonna be a quick one tonight. But of course, I will post this on YouTube. So I'm just gonna jump right in because I want to go to bed. Off to an okay start so far. I'd like to win one more so that I can keep up the old 3-2 streak. Ideally, I'd like to win 2 more, but can't win them all, as they say. Here we go. See who's online at this hour. Not that it's that late, it's 9:02 where I am. But that's bedtime for me, pretty much. So, I win the die roll, which is good. It's Gucci, and this hand is totally acceptable. So I'm going to keep it. I don't feel super inclined to just yeet right off like that. Excuse me. So I'm probably just going to play a land and pass. We'll see what the opponent's on, and depending on what they're up to, we can decide whether we're just going to hit that yeet. So they play a Tarn, so yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't go for the yeet. I'm thinking maybe a Burning Wish for Cabal Therapy is in order. The fact that I can see they're on Delver is another reason to do that. Although, if I happen to draw a discard spell or, say, a Veil, I would definitely consider just making goblins here. Brainstorm. Okay, so I got some time, so I'm just going to take it slow. If they're on a Grixis Delver, I could get hit with discard. But presumably they are not. Oh, this changes things. So there's definitely a lot of temptation to put back the Echo and the Ponder and just try to make goblins right now. I'm going to play a Lotus Petal to play around Daze here. What's up, Huss? We're just hitting some yeets and stuff. Hoping the opponent doesn't have much going on, so I can just make goblins right now. Because goblins, this many goblins this early in the game should be lethal against Delver in a game 1 situation. They're thinking real hard. How's school going, fam? Hey, Daze. I think I'm going to Dark Grit in response. Okay. And we'll pay. Pay for the Daze. Thoughtseize presumably is resolving here. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8. Unfortunately, I am one short of just a lethal storm, but I think I can live with that. And this is nice too because it kind of hides a lot of information about what I'm doing. I could be any Burning Wish deck. I could be the Epic Storm, or I suppose not any. Belcher's a Burning Wish deck, and those basic lands kind of scream I'm not Belcher, but There we go. Can you beat 18 goblins? I don't think so, because you have nothing left. I have a hard time believing that it's correct for them to give me any additional information about their deck, such as flipping a lightning bolt. Yeah, there's absolutely no point to them doing that, I don't think. Okay, so against Belcher. Oh yeah, that's good, Hussey. Glad school's going all right. I actually just finished some homework tonight, so I figured it was a good time to magic and chill. I'll bring in the therapy, so 2 empties and the therapy echoes out. Excuse me. There's an argument for bringing in abrupt decays. But I'm not convinced right now. You could cut a Street Wraith and bring in like 1 decay, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'm just going to submit this. We'll just try and draw good cards. Okay. I think I can keep this. Hopefully they're just blue-red and they aren't playing discard spells. And hopefully they don't have any wastelands in their hand, because I need to find more lands for this to be a good enough hand. Grafdigger's Cage, sure, that's not going to do a thing to me. In fact, I'm honestly kind of surprised they brought that in, because even if I was playing the Epic Storm, there's 1 Echo in that list, so it turns off a single card. In my list, it would have turned off 3 cards, but they're all on the board, so it basically only turns off Burning Wish for a single card. So it doesn't seem like a good hand, and it kind of seems like they mulligan to find the hate. So I'm hoping that I can see like land Lotus Petal in here. Well, I found the land, so that's good. I'm going to put the Street Wraith on the bottom. I'll grab the land. And with any luck, I will find something that can let me Burning Wish for goblins next turn. Preferably with Veil backup. So they did not shuffle, but they have a second land. No wasteland yet. I feel like if they had a wasteland, they would have played it and just wasted me. Okay, I mean, that's it. That's the thing. I think I'm probably just supposed to crack this here. No stifles, that's good. Let's see, I'm going to grab the Trop, I think, and Veil. Veil resolved. Make goblins again. They might just have a solution to goblins, and like that's why they're not doing anything, but they also might just be leaning too heavily into that Grafdigger's Cage that does jack shit. So I'm perfectly happy to make 12 goblins here and just cross my fingers. And if they've got an answer to it, then so be it. I suppose there's a slim chance I could rebuild, but it doesn't seem that likely. What you got for me? Treadhorde Arcanist. Okay, I mean, it's a card. That's for sure. Guess I'll just play my land and attack. Coming in. Is where they cast Marrow Shards or something? No, no Marrow Shards. That's good. So, let's see. I have 11 dudes on the battlefield. I'll hit in for 10. So they need to either put... They need 3 blockers, or they need to remove some, but preferably all of my creatures. Plague Engineer. So it's Grixis Delver. That is good to know, because I didn't know that before. They probably don't have a ton of ton of discard spells in their deck, but I'm obviously not in a good position here, which is unfortunate. They still don't know what kind of deck I am, though, at this point. Like, that I'm actually playing Doomsday. Veil of Summer, okay. I mean, now I just hold on to my cards. Depending on how this game plays out, I'm not dead yet, I guess. But, I suspect they go after the Trop here. Yeah, because they want to take me off Veil of Summer. I still have a Bayou, but I probably should have floated green. They're going to kill me pretty quick now, unfortunately. It probably isn't worth it to play much longer. Did they not ponder? Delver. Okay. Now they're gonna ponder. Because to do that, I have to hold the function button on my computer. So it's 2 keys instead of just... I mean, I guess, I can do the auto yields, but I hate doing auto yields because, I'm likely to fucking not turn it off in time. Alright, I'm gonna concede here because that's the game. I'm not going to change anything. I'm aware that they have Plague Engineers in their deck, but Empty the Wardens is still one of the better plans against them. And I'm still going to go for it, even if I know that they could potentially Plague Engineer me out of the game. Yes, I would like to play first. This is an interesting hand. It's a little sketchy. I think I'm going to keep it, though. Play the Delta and pass. There's definitely good elements to this hand. And depending on what the Brainstorm finds me, it could be good. But, Delver, okay. Yeah, this hand is, I don't know. This hand's real borderline, I think, but... If I get a good Brainstorm here, it could be alright. That's a pretty decent Brainstorm. Let's put back the Valk, maybe the... Put back the Valk and the Wish, I think. I'm just going to grab, a basic Swamp. And Thoughtseize here. I could get Dazed. But if they don't have Dazed, I'd love to be able to grab something that could deal with Empty the Wardens. think they're thinking about whether or not to daze. I'm calling it. I mean, they might be thinking about whether or not to use some other counterspell, but if Thoughtseize gets a counterspell out of their hand, then that's good too. I could have waited and then been able to potentially, like, later on go Veil so they couldn't counter anything, and then Dark Writ, Thoughtseize, something empty. But I didn't do that. In part because I think if they do have discard in their deck, I'm liable to lose if they have discard. Or, like, if they discard me. Let me see. So they're Force Negation, pitching Brainstorm, okay? That's good, that's fine, it's whatever. So I wonder, it's interesting that they pitched the Brainstorm, because they could use the Brainstorm to flip Delver, so I wonder if that was kind of like what their hesitation was with regards to, like, taking so long to cast that Force. The other possibility is that they actually do have a Cruel Bargain. I mean, not a Cruel Bargain. I have a Cruel Bargain. They have a Plague Engineer that they're strongly considering, or that they're expecting to need to use. My brain's a little mushy tonight. So I think I'm not gonna go crazy here. I can't really afford to. I'm just gonna fetch Basic Island and Preordain, and I'm gonna keep looking for more stuff. More lands, more mana, more gas, etc. So I like both of those cards. If I end up not going for empty as my game plan, I have a few turns still. So the Delver probably flips now. Surgical, interesting. Alright. Well, that's a little sad. I wouldn't. If they surgical me now, they'll steal my Lion's Eye Diamond, which makes me sad. But it's not the end of the world. Surgical isn't really going to do all that much. In terms of, like, stopping me from winning the game, unless they have a real good hit. But oh, this feels like a discard spell. Yep, I was right. That's kind of brutal. So they could very well Thoughtseize Surgical here. I'm guessing one of these two cards is what they'll take, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Fortunately, if they go for the draw step Surgical, they're not actually going to, like, get anything, because they won't have any duplicates. So, like, they don't really have any good Surgical targets right now. They took the Ritual. That makes a lot of sense. They're going for the Surgical right now. Okay. They're putting their life total down pretty low. I would say that empty is still very much on the table right now, depending on what I draw and stuff. Losing that Dark Writ is annoying, though. Definitely will make winning a little bit harder. But I ain't ready to call it quits yet. Let's ponder. There's an empty, but we're a little ways off from that. I think I'm just going to shuffle this. That was a good draw. I will fetch the Trop, I think, and ponder again. Ugh. Shuffle. Okay. I really would love to see a Cabal Ritual. Cabal Ritual could put me into this game. Although, cutting my life total in half would be pretty risky, so I would probably need to be ready to, like, win if I was going to try and cruel bargain. Let's brainstorm. Interesting. So, I can put back, this is an interesting spot. I'll put back Cruel Bargain and then Empty. And then I'll play my land and then my Lion's Eye Diamond. Thoughtseize them. If they counter, which I don't think is likely, but if they were to counter, I could Veil Crack LED to draw the Empty and get a decent storm count out of that. And then if they don't, next turn I can Veil, and then Burning Wish for Echo and try to go off. So, like, yeah, we'll see what happens. It's an interesting spot, for sure. Double Daze, I kind of wish they had gone for it. Take him a little bait, but this is fine. Okay. So they'll hit me here. And another Delver. So I know the last card in the hand's the Daze. I'm going to crack this Delta. I do need a red mana source, so I'll be getting a red mana source. Hopefully I'll draw a good card. I will be very low on life. And I'm in kind of an unfortunate position where I'm likely to die when I Echo. Because if they just draw a Bolt, I'm dead. Probably they don't have many bolts left in their deck, but you know how it is. So I'll Veil here. I'm not going to play my land because I would rather not put myself to below 3 if I can avoid it, or to 3 or less if I can avoid it. And if I draw a land that isn't a fetch land, then I can play it later. So but probably this isn't going to go well. That was a good draw. I mean, that was a good cards. I can play the Underground Sea, the cantrip. I'll have to hit a Lotus Petal at this point. But if I were to hit a Lotus Petal, I could Natural Tendrils them. So we will hope for the best. Brainstorm. No Petal. So that is game. It's interesting to note here that if I had left the swamp, or if I had tapped the swamp and left the island untapped, I would actually win. If everything else was the same, I would be able to play my Underground Sea, Brainstorm, and then put back the Burning Wish and LED preordain into the Burning Wish to win the game. In retrospect, I think probably leaving the island untapped was correct because my Dark Rituals have been Surgical Extractioned, and I was thinking I wanted the black up to be able to cast rituals, but the only rituals left in my deck are Cabal rituals. And so being able to cast cantrips is probably better. So that probably was a little bit of a mistake. But what can you do? Alright, let's try and pick up this third match. It's kind of frustrating to lose like that when I potentially could have won, but those are the kinds of tiny little percentage points you can pick up here and there that are tough to see. Although, again, if I had looked at my exiled cards, I would see that there weren't many rituals left in my deck, and it probably would have made sense to leave the blue up. But alright, I won the roll. I will play first. This hand is perfectly acceptable, so I will keep it. Scott Official mulligan to 6. Scott is mulling to 4. Alright, see you later, Hussy. I'm not sure that I'll still be playing by the time you get back, but if I am, then see you later. Alright, so Scott Official mulligan to 4. Hang on a sec, folks. I'm fucking around here. How do I do this? Never mind. I will fuck around later. Doesn't look like I have any viewers, so it doesn't even fucking matter. Let's see. So, main phase, I'm going to fetch an Underground Sea, and I'm going to Ponder. I do think there is a little bit... Later, Huss. A little bit of an incentive to just, like, fire off a turn 1 Doomsday here. But on the other hand, like, just because their chance of being able to interact with me is relatively low. But on the other hand, there's, like, not a lot of reason to do that because they have so few cards in hand. I can I also have my draw force, so I think there's a good chance that I can beat them potentially, like, just on card quantity. The fact that they multi 4 and are playing a Misty Rainforest into a Miri's Guile, is this Enchantress? Because I would love to get just the free roll for my last round. That would really make me ecstatic. Let's Ponder again. I'm only going to see a few new cards. That's a shuffle. Thoughtseize is a good draw. So I'm going to crack this. I'm going to grab the Badlands just in case I want to cast that Burning Wish. I'll Thoughtseize them. This could get a concession. I wouldn't be that surprised. Except that the Miri's Guile kind of gives away what's going on. Energy Field. I don't think I care about Energy Field at all. I'm going to take their mana. Miri's Guile is actually a pretty good card for them to have in their Mull to 4. But if I can draw any land, or Dark Ritual, or um, any land, Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal, or Lion's Eye Diamond, I win the game. I also think a Brainstorm would do it. And actually, potentially any cantrip would do it. So that's like pretty close to half my deck, I think. That's going to win me the game here. I'm very surprised they didn't play anything. Why would they not play the energy field out? Are they just trying to meme me? This is like the one card that doesn't actually win me the game here. So I think I just pass. There's an argument for casting Cruel Bargain, but I don't think that's worth it. Yeah, so they have an energy field and some other card. They're cracking that. So they know they don't want the other cards. Oh, I think I know why they wouldn't play the energy field. It's probably because they only have like fetch lands in hand. And they don't want cards to go to their graveyard. Because then it'll go away. So like there's not a lot of point to playing the energy field without the... Oh my god, this is really frustrating actually. Like I can't draw a friggin' land to save my life. So Veil, Burning Wish, Thoughtseize, or Echo of Eons are the cards in my deck that would not win me the game right now. Versus all of the other cards in my deck. Oh, Thassa's Oracle, I guess, wouldn't win me the game either, for what it's worth. But lots of cards I could draw. Alright, what we got here? This is probably the energy field. Sterling Grove, okay. I'd really like to win this turn. I know the contents of their hand now, so I don't have anything to worry about. Come on. Give me something to work with. Okay. That'll do it. So, this is pretty basic stuff. LED, Petal, Preordain, Thassa's Oracle. Cast the Cabalrit, cast the Bargain, Lotus Petal, LED, hold priority, make blue, draw the Oracle. Alright. Let's see. Against Enchantress, I need Chain of Vapors. I'm actually really torn on whether or not to bring in Abrupt Decay, because like things like Leyline of Sanctity, that actually kind of matter. Abrupt Decay does jack shit against. But I'm cutting 4 cards, so I can probably bring in 4 cards. In this matchup, I do think it's correct to cut the Cruel Bargain and bring in the Ideas Unbound, because pass a turn piles will be extremely powerful. What would be really embarrassing is if I talked about Enchantress being a free roll win, and then I get stomped out in these next 2 games. I think it's pretty unlikely, but certainly within the realm of possibility. It's worth noting that they could be playing, like I know they were playing blue, so they might have Flusterstorms or something in their deck. And they could easily be playing Veil of Summer. So I think there is good reason for me to be wary with my Echoes. But anyway, I don't think this hand is a keeper because it doesn't really do anything. And even though it has interaction, like, you can win a lot of these games without actually having to interact with them. So I'm pretty content to just mull this to something that does something. Let's see, what card do I want to put on the bottom? Probably the Cabalret. I think it does the least here. So there's the ley line that I was expecting. Obviously doesn't stop me from echoing. But with this kind of setup, I think there's actually a strong incentive to make a passive turn pile. So probably what I'll do here is play out both LEDs on turn 1. Another Mirroring Skyle hand, that's good for them. Play out both LEDs on turn 1 to like play around a potential Mindbreak trap. Oh, I just draw the Doomsday? Alright. Play the land, play out the LEDs. Excuse me. I'm okay with running this Doomsday into a Mindbreak trap here because I can Burning Wish for it next turn. Let's see. I'll grab the Underground Sea. Darkrit. Doomsday. And let's try to play around as much as possible here. Because of all this mana that I have, well, actually, let's think. So, if they have a Surgical Extraction, I'm just trying to think of like what the best play here is going to be. It's probably going to be something like this. So, let's see. Put Oracle on the bottom, Preordain, Ponder, Valk, Ideas Unbound, pass turn. So this will let me, even if they, like, Force of Vigor both of these, I can win in, like, 2 turns. And I think it's pretty resistant to a Surgical, because against a Surgical, no matter what card I draw, I can Burning Wish for something. Actually, Burning Wish for Cruel Bargain is going to end me up. I would deck myself, but I could Burning Wish for Echo and draw my whole deck. Or like most of my deck, so I think that'll probably still be fine. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have a really hard time interacting with this. And it also is highly resistant to Mindbreak Trap because there will be 3 cards left in my deck after I crack the fetch. Like if I go Ideas and Draw, Ideas Unbound, and then Polluted Delta for the Valk, there'll be 3 cards left in my deck. I'll hardcast Ideas Unbound, crack the LED, draw the 3 cards, and thus Zork will be my second spell. So like this seems like the pile that lets me play around absolutely as many cards as possible. And in fact, it probably lets me beat like a Flusterstorm as well, if they randomly do have Flusterstorms. Haven't having a hard time coming up with something that this pile doesn't beat. Doesn't look like they're going to do a Flusterstorm. What you got for me? Wild Growth? Sure. Okay. Play the Delta. Draw the old... that thing. I always got that thing on me. I'm just going to crack all my LEDs now. Make some blue. Make some blue. Draw 3 cards. Slam the Oracle. What you got, fam? Looking pretty good. There we go. Alright. So, I was able to get another 3 and 2, which is fine. Keeping up the old 60% win rate. I'm going to crack this chest right now, because I am a bad motherfucker with no respect for the law. Oh, we got a player's reward pack. What do you think could be in here? What is that? A Strangleroot Geist? Delightful. Alright, let's crack this chest. I wonder how many more leagues I could play if I didn't crack chests all the time. 10 play points and a... what is this? Amara Tandris? More like... Amara... shit... Driss. 115 play points, 10, yeah. So, I'm still breaking even. Anyway, I wish I'd been able to win that 4th round. So that's a little frustrating, but we got the 0-100 matchup for the final round, so that's good. Alright, well, thanks for watching. This video will be on YouTube. See you later.